Hey, have you checked out the Wishbeads YouTube channel yet? Well, there you're going to see real people who have had real results. They've taken action and are enjoying their wishes that have come true. By now, I hope you have a daring deadline that is in your calendar. And I hope that that daring deadline feels both exciting and a little bit of a stretch. That means it's juicy. So now it's time to talk about your plan. Now here's where I have two parts of my personality, and I talk about this. One side of me is very logical. I'm a Taurus, I'm very grounded. I like to plan things, I like to map them out. I like, safety, and I value sort of a process. The other part of me loves manifestation, loves coincidences, loves to embrace the idea that I have no idea what's going to happen. Now, with this, my own daring deadline of September 23rd, 2023, a million people wishing at once, this journey that I am outlining in real time on my YouTube channel, at Wishbeads on YouTube, I understand that even though I am going to make a plan at the beginning of this journey, less than 90 days, I also know that there's some magic that's going to happen, that I'm allowing for flexibility, and I'm allowing for opportunities that's going to be beyond my plan. Like the universe is going to have some surprises for me. But because I can't necessarily at this point predict what those are going to be, let's talk about the things that I can plan, which are the logical things that I need to make this a reality. Because I can set a daring deadline and then all my sneaky, negative thoughts are gonna come up to be like, oh my gosh, there's so many things I have to make. I have so many videos to make. What am I gonna do? But when we make a plan, we calm ourselves down. We show our nervous mind, our negative voices, that we do know what we're doing. We're gonna use our skills and we're gonna just outline some steps to give ourselves some clarity and some focus. So for me, when I was thinking about my 1 million wish event, I knew that I wanted to have a landing page, places where people could sign up to participate. I knew that I was going to have to create some graphics and some announcements. I knew that I was going to have to write down all the people that I could ask to join me, or big organizations that might be in alignment with this. I knew that I have another project, which actually is a bit of a secret, that I'm going to enlist on the big day, and there's a whole set of activities that needed to happen with that. The minute I got it out of my head and onto paper, suddenly it felt more achievable because I could look at just what the next task is. You can't tackle everything all at once, but if you can tackle one thing at a time and recognize what needs to be done, it calms you down. It gives you forward momentum. You can start to enlist the help of others. So right now where you are, we can't control what sort of other things that are going to happen. We're going to talk about that later. But right now we can sort of go to the more logical side of ourselves and write down some of those action steps that are just part of your wish, things that you are actually going to need to do. Later on, we're going to talk about how you organize them and put them in your calendar and stay accountable to them. But for right now, just write down a brainstorm list of all the things that may or may not be included as tasks, as to-dos on your action sheet of like what needs to happen. Just give yourself a place to brainstorm all of those ideas, and then you can start to organize, okay, well, what would be the plan? See, the beauty of having a daring deadline is that it gives you a boundary, meaning you have some constraints, and there's actually freedom in constraints. It's intimidating to just say, well, this can happen sometime. No, if you have a deadline in 60 days from now and you see what that is going to look like, suddenly you have a framework which will help dictate what's going to happen. What are things that feel good to you, that you can pull off, or that might be a little bit tricky to pull off, but also in the realm of possibility, or that just feel good to you. So write down your brainstorming list, sit with that for a little bit, and then start to give yourself time to really make a more concise action plan. Things that, let's say, tasks that might go into a to-do list or a management tool, I use a program called Asana to keep all of my tasks organized. That helps me organize my brain. Some people use Google Drive or any number of things, but ultimately you want to have a place where you brainstorm your idea on your journal or workbook. Or you can then, once you have that brainstorm list, start to organize yourself. And I would imagine in the course of watching this class, you will be able to have more ideas about people that you can bring on board, the things that you need to ask for, ways that you're going to stay accountable, but you are going to need a plan, because with a plan, then you start to have action. And the more that you hit those tasks off and you do them and you achieve them, you are going to feel good. And those feel good chemicals are going to keep you going forward. It's going to help you build your confidence. It's going to help you build momentum. It's going to help you have accountability and keep going to achieving your wish. Now, again, I am going to be outlining my journey, doing all of these same steps over on my YouTube channel at Wishbeads. And hopefully by seeing that, you're going to see how this process works in action. That's my goal. So you can make things happen in 60 days or less. Make those wishes come true.